now 8:30 in the morning time on this Tuesday morning, September 16, 2014. Time now for the Peter Channel News Morning Report. Tuesday morning, September 16, 2014. Welcome to Tuesday morning, September the 16th, 2014. Here now, your news headlines. Dear Arts. Top story at 8:30 is in Washington and Geneva, where the United States announced on Tuesday that it would send 3,000 troops to help tackle the Ebola outbreak as part of a wrapped-up response, including a major deployment in the library of the country where the epidemic is. President Recep Tayyip Erdogan of Turkey had raised and Prime Minister Ahmet Davutoglu to his right in August are leaving the Hatibar Bale Mosque in Ekart, the capital where the Islamic State in Iraq and Syria is known to recruit new members as access draws a steady stream of recruits from Turkey. In Edinburgh, Britain promised to guarantee Scotland high levels of state funding grant to discuss greater control over healthcare spending in a last-ditch attempt to show up support for the United Kingdom before the Thursday's vote on independence. In Moscow, Russia risks slipping into recession because the government has not invested enough in the company to weather Western sanctions. Former Finance Minister Alexei Kunin said on Tuesday, criticizing the strategy so far. Facing two major scandals first, Ray Ross and now 80 appears that the NFL continues to weather one of the worst public relations storms in its ever seen, unlikely to be calmed by some fresh accusations against Peterson. Like many states, Massachusetts has laws that ban car manufacturers from owning dealerships that compete with independent dealers. An Afghan soldier stands at the side of the suicide attack in Kabul on Tuesday. David Cameron has ruled out creating an English parliament, but hinted that English MPs could get the final say in laws affecting England only. Police investigated a death at two prisons in Thailand that say that they are looking for a number of suspects but have ruled out other British tourists. The article is coming from Italy's blue-shaped peninsula extends in the Mediterranean Sea like a low. French, Mexican migrants from the Middle East and Africa flee their turmoil in there as migrants died in the Mediterranean by the thousands as they flee turmoil in Libya. The United States, as promised by President Obama, has stepped up this airstrike campaign in Iraq, hitting targets through Baghdad the effort to help the Iraqi government win back territory seized by the Islamic State in Iraq and Syria. Trump Plaza Hotel and Casino closed Tuesday, the fourth Atlantic City casino to be shuttered this year. About 8,000 casino workers have lost their jobs in Atlantic City. It is due to the casinos in neighboring states. A wind whipped wildfire laid siege to a California town at the foot of Mount Shasta, destroyed a church, damaged a level of water homes, and forced a 40 days order about a half of the people to leave. In London, global shares hit a 1 month low on Tuesday as investors refrained from placing strong bets that before a Fed meeting that could have just explanations about how soon the U.S. 3 Pacific Gas Electric Company employees and executives at the top 8 to head of the California Public Utilities Commission were asked Monday over inappropriate back-channel communication showing that the company lobbied regulators to report it. St. Petersburg plant August October production days consisted as 2 GM Opals and cut Russian production as slow down bites. The California Public Employees Retirement System plans to divert citizens $4 billion that is invested with hedge funds, saying they too expensive and complex. Amtrak suspended its Select Express and Northeast Regional service between Washington, D.C. and Philadelphia, Pennsylvania due to down riots along the track. I told it should the internet have fast and slow lanes? ISPs think say yes, but content providers do not. Continue. Apple says it recorded the first day of sales, however, it confirms that the demand that outstripped initial pre-order supply, so some customers will see their new iPhones as late as October. Robin takes political lines controversy is going to call it. Betsy was a high-end drugs and alcohol with a hit song in its system, not a rip-off of. Marvin Gaye's got to give it up as written court the position now obtained by the Hollywood. Matt Damon will return to the big screen as a directly engineered super agent Jason Bourne and stood on the 60 is revealed. Matt Damon is a still for Bourne's supremacy. What the heck just happened? Recorded artist Auguste Alcina took the stage tonight while making a tour stop in every plaza of New York City in the middle of the performance. Outside his body seemed to go lip-sync clouds off stage. Barbra Streisand appeared on the Tonight Show Monday for the first time in 50 years, and Jimmy Fallon saw that she had a good time. Our TV researchers at MIT Web support the defense event research projects at HC have come to leaps and bounds, literally, with a cheetah. Artist illustration with a cool early Earth looked like conditions on Earth for the first 500 million years after it formed may have been surpassingly similar to the present day, completing oceans, continents, and active crystal plates. A new study found that partnered baldness and man may have been linked to higher risk of aggressive prostate cancer, and about 30,000 men died due to prostate cancer in the United States. Recent findings conducted by ITB researchers at the Washington University School of Medicine have now suggested that schizophrenia can be linked to 8 genetically distinct disorders that have their own unique symptoms. Here. In Durham, New Hampshire, at Durham and University of New Hampshire, police are investigating an armed robbery that took place early Tuesday morning at Durham, New Hampshire, Urban Circle K. As a suspect, white male, 5'6", 180 pounds, black sweatshirt, dark bandana, black sneakers with white soles. In Patterson, New Jersey, a worker fire 103rd Avenue was fired at the first floor Bravo Charlie portion of the 2.5-story power drilling, 2-line stretch, one in operation. 74's IC reports all hands working here. And take a look at a morning stock market report from CNBC.com here. Dow Jones Index, Dow futures 69.16 down 27. S&P futures 19.72 and 3/4 down 3 1/4. Nasdaq futures 40.14 down 11.5. European markets NASDAQ 14.32 down 45.31. FTSE 6774.78 down 29.43. CAC 4402.89 down 25.74. Asian markets 15 down 11.53 and the K down 36.76. Shanghai 2297 down 42.14. HSI 24136.01 down 220.98. In U.S. markets, Dow Jones 31.14 up 43.63. S&P 500 94.13 down 141. Nasdaq 4518.90 down 48.70. Oil 92.55 down 37 cents. Brent 97.65 down 23 cents. And natural gas 3.885 down 46 thousandths of a point. In the gold 1237.60 up 2.5. Silver 18.71 up 9 hundredths of a point. And copper 3.109 down up 235 thousandths of a point. US 10-year yield 2.5652%. Down 2 thousandths of a point. Germany 10-year yield 1.38% down 3 1,000ths of a point. And in the FX, European US dollar 1.2945 up 5 thousandths of a point. US dollar Japanese yen 107.13 down 3 thousandths of a point. And Great Britain pound US dollar 1.6183 down 48 thousandths of a point. Here, take a look at Sports News. Here in the stat season in the NFL, it appears that Darren Sproles has finally found a team in the Philadelphia Eagles that gets him, needs him most, but uses him. In Eden Prairie, Minnesota, the Minnesota Vikings are yesterday responsibility on a legal system to determine how far a parent may go discipline a child, while defendants decision state their star running back Andrew Pearson, who was indicted last week. Major League Baseball handed down its punishment to Jonathan Pamplon for a scratch grab during a record of Phillies fans on Sunday. Peter Cello News Times 8:38. Time now for our travel report. And let's start you off in Greater Boston here, as always, and Route 3 on the northbound side, a little slow from 228 in Rockland to the Braintree Split. 24 on the northbound side, a little slow from Harrison Boulevard in Avon all the way down from 128 in Randolph. 95 northbound side, a little slow from the Ponce Street all the way up to 128 in Canton. Do the next on the 95 north. You put Route 128 up in Canton here. In Canton, exit 95, northbound for exit 12, Route 120, transfer exit 12, that area here. In Braintree on Route 1 on the southbound side, 93, south 128, northbound and exit in Braintree, between the split and Route 37, transfer exit 12 miles, Route 120 on the southbound side, also from 37 to the split here. 120 on the northbound side, also from Kenton all the way out to Route 20 in Waltham here, and 120 on the southbound side, also from Wakefield all the way down for Waltham here, Route 2 on the westbound side, so from the Lexington stretch to Route 128, and also around the Lincoln stretch here. Timothy Hill to the southbound side, a little slow in the Greater Boston area. Mass Pike on the eastbound side, a little slow from Natick all the way down for the Boston University and the Austin Bratton tolls there. And Massback an accident after Route 9 exit 12 in Framingham here, so trust us next time in that area. An accident on Route 9 in Southborough here. And 93 on the southbound side, a little slow from 128 in Redden all the way down to the Zinkin Bridge. Route 3, slow from Route 495 Chelsea down from Milwaukee here. 95 on the 93 on the southbound side, backed up around the Andover stretch here. 93 southbound slow from Stoneham down for the Zinkin Bridge. Route 93 northbound slow from 28 and Stoneham down through 128 in Reading here. 95 is modified from 128 to the New Hampshire border. 128 is modified from Danvers to Gloucester here. 495 southbound a little slow from Lawrence to Andover. And 495 on the northbound side, a little slow from Route 6 to the Milford to the Bass Pike. And otherwise, 95, 25, 3 modified from 128 to the Renowned Board. Route 3 modified from Weymouth down to Sagamore. Board and Sagamore Bridge modified. Route 6 modified from Sagamore to Orleans. And Route 20 modified from Buzzard Bay to Falmouth Fair. Taking a look at a Providence area traffic outlook here. 146 on the southbound side, a little slow from Route 15 down for 95. 95 south, a little slow from Tuckanesque down for downtown Providence. And 95 on the northbound side, a little slow from Route 37 to Route 10 and Warwick and Crescent stretch. 295 a little slow from Route 6 and Johnson to Route 14 and Crescent here. And 99 on the northbound side, slow from Cumberland to Woonsocket here. Okay, take a look at a weather outlook at 8:41 here. Our current conditions here in the good old town of North Massachusetts. Here we have 51 degrees is the temperature here in North Massachusetts. Humidity 89%. Wind speed is calm. Barometer 3.04 inches. 2.48 degrees. And visibility of 10 miles. Alright, let's take a look at our current conditions around the region here. We have a temperature of 57 degrees on temperature right now in Boston. It is 53 out of Fitchburg, 51 in Bedford, and in Nashua, New Hampshire, 53 in Beverly, 56 in Gloucester, 52 out in Haverhill, 54 in Worcester, in Milford, 50 in Sturbridge, 52 in Webster, 50 in Norwood, 51 in Taunton, 53 in Bedford, 54 in Plymouth, 58 in Boston Harbor, 61 in Provincetown, 59 in Chatham, 59 in Falmouth, 62 in Cape Cod Bay, 57 in Martha's Vineyard, 61 in Nantucket, 64 in Block 54 in Wesley, 55 in Providence, 57 in Smithfield, it's 6 out in New York City, 60 in New York City, and in Long Island at 60, 62 in Montauk, 66 in Long Island Sound, 60 in Bridgeport, 65 in New Haven, 53 in Danbury, 55 in Waterbury, 54 in Meriden, 55 in Hartford, 53 in Winslow, 52 in Springfield and Greenfield, 51 in Amherst, and 50 degrees in Pittsfield and North Adams, that's 54 in Albany, New York, 51 in Maine, 48 in Brattleboro, 52 in Keene, New Hampshire, 49 in Jeffrey, New Hampshire, 50 in Concord, Manchester, New Hampshire, 51 in Nashua, New Hampshire, 55 in Portsmouth, New Hampshire, 53 in Portland, Maine. Here. Taking a look at our map situation here around the country here. Warm front up in east central Alberta. And a cold front from Saskatchewan stretching out of Manitoba up to Ontario. Warm front from eastern Ontario. Front of down from Quebec. Front of from Wyoming down from Colorado. A stationary front from Colorado down from New Mexico. Merged with a cold front from Texas. Stretching it down for the Tennessee Valley and down for the eastern Great Lakes and up to southern Ontario. With a low pressure near northwest of Ottawa. Cold front near New Brunswick here, and a stationary front from north central Mexico, southern Texas, down to the Gulf States, and a cold front off the Carolina coastline at the sea here. Followed by from northern California down for the California coastline here. And we got high pressure in southeastern Nebraska, south central Colorado, eastern Idaho, and off the New England coastline and off Florida, and we got low pressure in southern Ontario, southeastern and off the Washington coastline here, southeastern California here. And we got 54 degrees on temperature right out in Pittsburgh. It's 6 out in Washington, D.C., 72 out in LS, 82 in Miami, Florida. It's 75 in Brownsville, Dallas, Texas. But when you get out to the Midwest, it's 46 in Omaha and Kansas City. It's 45 in Chicago, 52 in Detroit. It's 43 out of Minneapolis, that's 41 out in Great Falls, Montana, 58 in Seattle, 63 out in San Francisco, 64 out in Salt Lake City, 57 in Denver, it's 75 in Los Angeles, 85 in Phoenix, it's 66 in Albuquerque here. Okay, let's take a look at our. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! All right, let's take a look at the radar scope here, and it shows a lot of rain showers making its approach to our region as it's now up in New Brunswick and searching much of Maine, New Hampshire, and then for central and western Massachusetts, for southern to New York, including New York City and western Connecticut, down for eastern New Jersey, and it's gonna make its way to the regionally some spotty rain showers around 3 o'clock, 5 o'clock, and about 5 to 6 o'clock. We'll be out of here by about 5 to 6 o'clock here. And let's take a look at our national radar. Rain showers and storms off the Carolinas and Georgia coastline here, and for the East Coast, a lot of rain showers coming up the Gulf states here and the Gulf Coast here, and a line of rain showers and storms from southern Mexico down to Arizona down for western Mexico is part of our dial here, and rain showers from western and eastern portions of Ontario down for western Quebec here, and some spotty rain showers by Idaho down for central and western portions of Washington State, and rain showers in southern portions of Missouri here. Alright, take a look at a satellite loop here around the country here. Shows some clouds coming up much to the New England and up to Atlantic Canada here, and up to Quebec and Ontario, and stretching down from the eastern New York and down to the Great Lakes, and a lot of patchy clouds coming to the Gulf states and southern Texas, a lot of clouds coming from western Mexico down from Arizona, New Mexico, and a spotty clouds coming from Washington, Oregon, and Idaho down from western Montana, down from northwestern portions of Wyoming here, and a lot of clouds coming to the Atlantic seaboard here. Okay, let's take a look at our forecast discussion of. Let's take a look at what is brewing in the latest on Edward here. And here it is. The latest on Hurricane Edward here. Now 110 mile per hour storm with winds gusting up to 110 miles per hour. Central location 30.2 to the north, 57.3 to the west, and moving northwest about 13 miles per hour here. In our public advisory on Edward here, it's moving northwestward with no change in strength here. As that be no coastal watches waters effect as at 5 a.m. Atlantic time. 900 UTC information. The eye of Hurricane Edward is located near latitude 30.2 to the north, latitude 57.3 to the west, and Edward is moving toward the northwest near 13 miles per hour, 20 kilometers an hour, and toward the north is affected later today, followed by the radiation toward the northeast on Wednesday, and back to the same winds near 110 miles per 175 kilometers an hour with higher gusts. Some strength is possible during the next 24 hours, but then weakened and expected at Wednesday and Wednesday night. Hurricane force winds extend outwards up to 45 miles, 75 kilometers per hour. The center of tropical storm force winds extend outwards up to 175 miles, 280 kilometers an hour. Estimated minimum center pressure is 963 millibars to 28.44 inches here. Okay, we got a tropical wave is forecast to move off the west coast of Africa. On Wednesday, it produced an area of low pressure over the far eastern Atlantic, a condition appearing conducive for some development of distance by late this week while it moves west-northwestward here. And let's take a look at the latest on tropical storm dial. It's now tropical storm with 60 miles per hour wind gusts moving north-northwest about 10 miles per hour. Central location is 28.1 to the north, 113.0 to the west. There. And public advisory here are Odell producing heavy rains across the Baja California Peninsula and northwestern Mexico here. And change of advisory at tropical border is effect by the west coast of the Baja Peninsula from Puerto San Luis to San Jose de la Palomos. The east coast of the Baja Peninsula from Laredo to San Felipe, and mainland Mexico from Pampino to Puerto Libertad. As tropical waters effect by the west coast of the Baja Peninsula, north of the San Jose de las Palmas to Cabo San Quentin. And interest elsewhere in the market for Minnesota and Northwest Mexico should monitor the progress of analysis. For information specific to your area, please monitor product issued by your local National Meteorological Service. Here at 5 a.m. Pacific Time, 12 UTC, the center tropical storm Odell was located during latitude 20.1 to the north, longitude 131 to the west, and Odell is moving toward the north-northwest near 10 miles per 17 kilometers an hour. And this is general motion with a decrease in the forward speed. Is expected back this morning to turn toward the north and northeast news. And it is a decrease in the forward speed is expected late today and tonight. Under the forecast track, the center of Odell will continue to move over near the east coast of the Baja, covering the Minnesota part today. And move over to the northern Gulf of California tonight, and then the northern mainland Mexico on Wednesday. Maximum same wind has decreased to 60 miles per 95 kilometers an hour with higher gusts. Additional weekend forecast during the next 48 hours, and Odell is likely to become a tropical area by early Wednesday. Tropical first wind went up to 150 miles per hour, 240 kilometers from the center. Estimated minimum pressure 99 for millibars and 29 to 35 inches here. And the wind, tropical conditions will spread northward over the portions of the tropical storm warning area prior to that. Tropical storm conditions are possible within the tropical storm watch area by this afternoon here. It should be noted that wind speeds atop the winds sides of the high hills and mountains are often up to 3% stronger than it indicated in the past week. Some elevated locations can be even greater. Storm surge. A storm surge can still produce significant coastal flooding in areas of onshore winds due to coastal. The surge will be accompanied by some large intemperate waves and rainfall. Odell is expected to produce rainfall about 6 to 12 inches with maximum totals of around 18 inches across much of the Baja California and over coastal portions of the Mexican state of snow during the next several days. These rains are likely to result in live further flash floods and mudslides, and abundant moisture ahead of Odell will increase heavy rains and the threat for flash flood for the southwestern United States over the next several days. Surf swells for the Odell will affect portions of the southwest coast of Mexico during the next couple of days and affected portions of the Baja California Peninsula, the Gulf of California. These swells will likely cause light flooding and surf and whip current conditions, and please consult products for your local weather office. Here, and it's Polo here. 11.9 in the north, 9.4 to west, max the same. Winds about 40 miles per hour. Movement west northwest about 9 miles per hour here. And tropical polo forms of southern Mexico here. And there are no coastal watches or warnings in effect, and interest along the southwestern coast of Mexico should monitor the power of Polo. At 2 a.m. Pacific Time, 9 UTC, the center tropical polo was located in latitude about 11.9 to the north, longitude 90.4 to the west. The pole is moving toward the west-northwest at 9 miles per hour, 15 kilometers an hour, and northwestern motion is slightly faster forward speed. It is expected to begin later today and continue on Wednesday night on the forecast track. The center polo is forecast to move closer to the southeastern coast of Mexico in a couple of days. Mexican state winds are near 40 miles per hour, 65 kilometers an hour with higher gusts. Substrate is forecast during the next 48 hours. Tropical force winds up to 70 miles per hour, 1 to 10 kilometers from the center. The estimated minimum center pressure is 1,005 millibars at 29.68 inches. Here. In disturbance number 1. Cloudiness and thunderstorms associated with a small area of low pressure located about 38 miles east-southeast out of the big island of Hawaii have changed little organization during the past several hours, and some slow development over the system is possible over the next several days. While it moves west-northwestward or northwestward. 4 inches chance for 4 hours. Low 20% formation chance for 5 days. Medium about 30% there. And Central Pacific tropical outlook here. And it shows an area of showers and thunderstorms centered about 90 miles south-southeast of Hilo, Hawaii. There will be low potential for development of this system as it moves west slowly the formation chance for 4 hours. Low 10% of elsewhere. No tropical cyclones are expected for late Wednesday night here. And let's take a look at our forecast discussion around the country here. And it shows heavy rain and flash flood expected across the southwest Summer Rockies here. As across the state, you find extend from the southern states to the southern plains will focus on showers and thunderstorms across the region found Wednesday, and meanwhile, the upper layer of energy over the northeast would produce a rain over the area on Tuesday morning, which is weighed across portions of Maine by Tuesday evening to the front moving southeastward out of central Canada, moving to the Great Lakes and northern New England through Tuesday evening. In the Wednesday evening, the bottom will produce slight rain over the parts of the upper Great Lakes from early Wednesday morning and Wednesday afternoon. That brings soil concern. Moisture moving northward from the Gulf of California westward from the Gulf of Mexico, Texas, associated with the circulation around tropical storm now. Showers and thunderstorms will have heavy rainfall over the affected parts of the southwest Southern Rockies and into parts of the Great Basin front. Wednesday evening, the low-level inflow combined with daytime heating should be sufficient to organize thunderstorm activity over the next few days and bring in local heavy rain with amounts which could change the annual average rainfall across the desert southwest similar to what was seen around the periphery of Norwood about 8 days ago, September 8th. Fair. And let's see how much precipitation that the Southwest is going to get here. About 2.16 inches for Tucson here. 3 inches of rain can be seen around southeastern Arizona, around east central Arizona, and western New Mexico. This is actually about 4 to 5 inches east of Nogales, Arizona here. Forecast discussion around the region. A weak cold front will bring showers in the region throughout mid-afternoon with higher pressure overhead. Drive slightly cool. Then normal weather falls Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. Some frost is possible early Friday morning. Some areas and high will event slip off short. Southwest flow beyond will allow temperatures to warm near above normal Sunday, Monday here. And showers were steadily moving into the Berkshires in a new batch and forming the New York City area. Albany briefly reported some moderate rainfall. However, our overall was strict slowly weakening as it drifted east, and the rainfall was falling mainly from mid-level cloudiness, and thus will be on the light side. Up slightly again to the current areas of rain and up for temperatures and other conditions were as forecast there. And let's take a look at a little weather notes there. North and west of Boston, we can see 64 to 69 degrees. South Shore, Cape Town, we can see 66 to 70 degrees. So it'll be 64 to 70 degrees. But today, tonight, we'll see 43 to 58 degrees. And for tomorrow's high, 69 to 73 degrees. All right. Let's take a look at our 7-day forecast. It goes like this. There. For today, chance of showers mainly after 1 p.m. Most skies got high to 70 degrees. Calm wind becoming southwest about 5 to 8 miles per hour in the morning. Chance of precipitation 40%. New precipitation about less than 10 inches possible. Tonight, podcast got a low 48 degrees and calm wind. Wednesday says got 71 degrees and light and variable wind. Wednesday, most of the coast got a low 47 degrees and calm wind. Thursday says got 71 degrees and northward about 3 to 6 miles per hour. Thursday night, most of the coast got a low 44 degrees. Friday, Saskatoon 62 degrees. Friday night, most of the coast got a low 43 degrees. Saturday, most of Saskatoon 69 degrees. Saturday night, podcast got a low 52 degrees. Sunday, most of Saskatoon 67 degrees. Saturday night, podcast got a low 58 degrees. And for Monday, here we're going to have some a chance of showers, part of Saskatoon here 78 degrees. Now 76 degrees at Chesapeake, 30%. Peters, what a phrase of the day! A showery Tuesday in store. That's PJ with you. Good day with good positivity. I'll see you with a noontime report. Have a good day.